Good morning, students. We are going to read a very beautiful lesson. I think all of you are nature lovers, right? So, nature will look really very beautiful with all the colors in this monsoon season. Yes, with so in this lesson, we are going to read about Mussoorie, which is really a very beautiful place. And this is a diary entry written by Ruskin Bond. So, Ruskin Bond when he was in Mussoorie, and he used to live there in Mussoorie, and in that region, especially in winter season and monsoon season, it will be really very pleasant. So in that monsoon season, from which day to which day it will be there, and what are the things he has observed there. So every day, whatever he wrote few days diary, and that extracts are taken for us in this short monsoon season. So you will see the beauty of the nature when you are reading this lesson. He writes everything in such a beautiful way that when we are reading, we can easily picturize and we can see ourselves in that particular place and see the beauty of the nature with our own eyes in our imagination. That is the talent of Ruskin Bond. So before we go into that diary and read what Ruskin Bond has written, let us know few things about Ruskin Bond. Yeah, this is Ruskin Bond. You can see his picture here, and he was born on 19th May 1934 in an Indian. He is an Indian author and of British descent. He lives with his adopted family in Landor, Mussoorie, India. The Indian Council of Education, Child Education, has recognized his role in the growth of children's literature in India. So he wrote many stories which children love to read that literature. Okay, he was awarded the Sahitya Academy Award in 1992 for Our Trees Still Grow in Dehra, his novel in English. And he was awarded Padma Shri in 1999 and Padma Bhushan in 2014. His first novel is The Room on the Roof. Yes, this is the first novel. And these are the other novels what he had, books what he had written. Book as Thieves and Humor, Bond of Humor and Funny Side and Road to Bajar. These are the some books what he had written which are really very interesting. So now we are going to read his diary entry, what he had written, how beautifully he had written the nature, the monsoon season in Mussoorie, Landor. So before we read, let us see what is the diary is about. Do you know what is a diary? It is a record of personal experiences written day after day over a long period of time. You can also use a diary to note down things you plan to do immediately or in future. One of those famous diaries published as a book is Diary of Annie Frank. Here are a few extracts from Ruskin Bond's diary in which he portrays the silent miracles of nature and life's little joys and regrets. Read on. So diary is completely written for your personal use. It's not read by anybody else. But few diaries are really very good and they are published and that is written as a story. And the famous book is Diary of Anne Frank, who was there, a girl, 13-year-old girl, who was living in Germany, where this feudalism and all that were there. They were restricted to go out and they were there in that house, and all the feelings were written in the diary of Anne Frank, and that was really very good book. So now we are going to read about the Ruskin Bond's diary, where he had written the miracles of nature, the beauty of the nature, and all these few things. Okay, now June 24th. So what happened on June 24th is there here. The first day of monsoon mist, and it's strange how all the birds fall silent and the mist comes climbing up the hill. Perhaps that's what makes the mist so melancholy. Not only does it conceal the hills, it blankets them in silence too. Only an hour ago, the trees were ringing with bird song, and now the forest is deadly still as though it was midnight. So here, it was the first day of the monsoon. Mist means uh, you can find that mist is there everywhere. And it yesterday only he could see that all the birds were singing over the trees, and now there is nothing is there, and the mist has were there everywhere, and so the birds also did not come out, and it was just like a melancholy mist makes the mist so melancholy. So the mist is making the entire atmosphere is making so melancholy, sad atmosphere is there because it makes people feel very cold and melancholy and not very active. So that is the thing. So it not only does it conceal the hills, so you are not able to see properly the hills because of the mist. The scene is completely covered as if it blankets them in silence too. So, as if it is covered, and it is also very silent. You can't see and you can't even listen anything. Only an hour ago, the trees were ringing with bird songs, and now the forest is deadly silent. You can't see, listen to any bird songs now. Through the mist, Biju is calling to his sister. I can hear him running about on the hillside, but I cannot see him because of the mist. So he could listen. Biju was calling his sister, but he could not see him because of the mist. Everything is covered because of the mist. So, would you like to see how the mist will be? This is a beautiful picture where you can see how the mist is covered there and where you can't get any clear view about the hillside there. So in this way, everything is covered with mist. Yes. Now, June 25th, next day, what happened? Some genuine early monsoon rain, warm and humid, and not that cold high altitude stuff we have been having all year. The plants seem to know it too, and the first cobra lily rears its head from the ferns as I walk up to the bank and post office. So some genuine early monsoon rain. First rain is there, and it was a little bit warm and humid. After summer season, it's a little bit warm and even humid, and not very cold as it used to be in on high altitudes, right? And the plants even the plants also came to know about that, and they also started coming out slowly. The plants seem to know it too, and the first cobra lily, this is the cobra lily plant, and that is raising his head, coming out among the ferns. As he was walking through the bank and post office, he could see that these cobra lily was coming out. The mist affords a certain privacy. So when it is completely mist is there, you can't get the clear picture, and that means mist is giving some kind of privacy for the plants to grow so that nobody can see that. The schoolboy asked me to describe the hill station and the valley in one sentence, and all I could say was a paradise that might have been. So it was just a paradise, so beautiful. So that is the one sentence what he could give to the hill station and the valley. Okay, such a beautiful expression, right? Now, June 27th. The rains have heralded the arrival of some seasonal visitors, a leopard, and several thousand leeches. So, heralded means announced the news or telling that they are coming. Okay, they brought the news of the arrival of seasonal visitors who will come only in that season. What are those seasonal visitors? A leopard and several other leeches. Leech means what? The animal that will suck the blood. So, let us see what he wanted to tell. Yesterday afternoon, the leopard lifted a dog from near the servants' quarters below the school. In the evening, it attacked one of Biju's cows, but fled at the approach of Biju's mother, who was screaming imprecations. So, this leopard came there and it lifted a dog, and Biju's cow also it wanted to lift, and at the same time, the mother came and started screaming and cursing the leopard, and then the leopard listened to that sound and it ran away from that place. As for the leeches, so he told two visitors there, seasonal visitors. One is leopard, and he told it came and lifted dog and also tried to take Biju's cow, and then the other one, thousands of leeches. And as for the leeches, I shall soon get used to a little bloodletting every day. So every day, one or the other leech will catch his leg and it sucks some blood. And again, he used to make all the efforts to take out the leech. See, in olden days, these leeches were used to remove the blood from the patient's body. So that's why in olden days, when doctors were coming, they used to call them in a funny way, here comes a leech. So he is the one who drops the body on the leech on the body, and that allow the leech to suck the blood, take out all the impure blood. So leech is the one which will suck the blood from the people. So next one. Other new arrivals are scarlet minivirds. These are the birds, red color birds, and the female and yellow, flitting silently among the leaves like brilliant jewels. So those are the very beautiful birds were there, and they were silently among the leaves with brilliant jewels, beautiful colors. It was there. No matter how leafy the trees, these brightly colored birds cannot conceal themselves, although by remaining absolutely silent, they sometimes contrive to go unnoticed. So you cannot, he is telling that these beautiful birds, though they are there among the trees, you cannot miss them because of that beautiful color. They cannot conceal themselves, they cannot hide themselves. Although by remaining absolutely silent, if they are very, very silent without making any noise, they sometimes contrive to go unnoticed. Sometimes, if they are very silent, sometimes maybe they may not be contrive to go unnoticed. Otherwise, you can never miss that birds. Along come a pair of drongos, unnecessary, aggressive, chasing the minivets away. So there comes a drongo. Drongo is the bird, a song bird with a stout bill. So that used to come there, and these birds, minivets, will fly away from the place when these drongos come. So we came across actually four animals: leopard, and then leech, and then scarlet minnows and drongos. Next, a tree creeper moves rapidly up the trunk of the oak tree, snapping up insects all the way. So a tree creeper, tree which was creeping, moves rapidly. So as it is raining, there will be growth of that plant. So this creeper moves very rapidly up to the trunk of the oak tree, and there were small insects will be there and snapping up insects all the way. So these insects, they move with the quick and abrupt motions. They start moving away from because this creeper is coming there. Now that the rains are there, there is no dearth of food for insectivorous birds. So as just because it is raining, and there won't be any problem for the insectivorous birds, means the birds which will eat small insects, there won't be any problem for food because they will get much food in this rainy season. So now this is comprehension check 1, children. I want all of you write these answers. Why is the author not able to see Biju, and what are the two ways in which the hills appear to change when the mist comes up? Okay, he could not see because of the mist. And what are the two ways in which the hills appear to change when the mist comes? What are the different ways in which you find the way the mist is changing the thing? Two ways in which the hills appear to change. They are not changing. It appears to change when the mist comes. So read one more time and then answer that question. Next, August 2nd. All night the rain has been drumming on the corrugated tin roof. Drumming means continuously falling noisily on the roof corrugated roof of the house. There has been no storm, no thunder, just a steady swish of tropical downpour. Continuously, it was raining because that area is there in tropical rainforest. It helps me to lie awake at the same time. It doesn't keep me from sleeping. So he was waking awake and listening to the song of the rain. It helps me to lie awake at the same time. It doesn't keep me from sleeping. So you can't even sleep. Doesn't keep me from sleeping. It will allow me to sleep also because of the music produced by the rain. It is a good sound to read by the rain outside, the quiet within, and although tin roofs are given to springing uncountable leaks, there is a feeling of being untouched by and yet in touch with the rain. How beautiful expression. See here. It is the good sound to read by the rain outside. So read by the rain, the sound which is coming because of the rain. The quiet within, very peaceful within. And although the tin roofs are given to springing uncountable leaks, the tin roof is there, and because of the holes, there is leak and water is dropping. So there is a feeling of being untouched. As you are there in the house, you are not touched by the rain, but because of the leak, something, and yet in touch with the rain. So how beautifully he has explained. It is raining and where he was at. Now 3rd August, 3rd, next day, the rain stops. The clouds bring to break up. The sun strikes the hill on my left. The woman is chopping up sticks. I hear the tinkle of cowbells. In the oak tree, a cow shakes the raindrops from its feathers and caws disconsolately. Water drips from a leaking drain pipe, and suddenly, clean and pure, the song of the whistling thrush emerges like a dark sweet from the depths of the rain. So the rain stops. It is not raining now. The rain stops. The clouds began to break up, moving away from, and the sun strikes the hill on my left. The sun rays are falling on the hill, which is on his left side. And the woman is chopping up the sticks, making small sticks because the sun has come, they had to dry, and she had to use that. And I hear the tinkle of cowbells. Animals came out and they were moving, and the sound of the cowbells, he could listen. In the oak tree, a cow shades, the crow shakes, and the raindrops from its feathers and caws unhappily. So the on the oak tree, the crow is there. It was shaking that and seeing that all the raindrops were driven away and started cawing very unhappily. Water drips from the leaking drain pipe. Water slowly is falling there and suddenly clean and clear. And the song of the whistling thrush emerges. So song is there like a dark, sweet secret from the depths of the and from the valley. He could listen to the thrush song of the birds emerges from that, and he was enjoying that. Okay, now August 12th. So there is again 10 more, 11 more days. Time is there, 10 days. Endless rain. It was raining continuously. And a permanent mist. Mist is there everywhere. Clouds are there. Mist is there. Not able to see anything, whatever is happening. We haven't seen the sun for 8 or 9 days. After that, again there was rain and the clouds were there, and the sun did not come out. Everything damp and soggy. Nowhere to go. Pace the room. Look out of the window at a few bobbling umbrellas. So he could see only the people moving with using the umbrellas. At least it isn't cold. It isn't cold rain. The rain is not that cold. The hillside are lush and late monsoon flowers begin to appear. So you can see that how the flowers were coming out. Late monsoon flowers are coming. So early monsoon over, now late monsoon flowers are coming. So many days over it's raining. Wild blossom, dahlias and begonias and ground orchids, all these are the flowers that come in the late monsoon period. Now August 31st. It is the last day of August and the lush monsoon growth has reached its peak. The seeds of the cobra lily are turning red, signifying that the rains are coming to an end. So the seeds of the cobra lily are turning red. Okay, and that is the indication for the people that the rains are coming to an end. So the last day of the February 31st, this monsoon season is going to end. In a few days, the ferns will start turning yellow, but right now they are still firm, green, and upright. Fern trees are straight, green, upright, but within few days they are going to turn yellow because of the heat, because of the cold. Okay, ground orchids, uh, mauve lady slippers, and the white butterflies orchids put a put on a fashion display on the grassy slopes of Lanjor. So all these fruit trees, and then uh, Mauna lady slippers and white butterflies, orchids, all are there, giving a very fashion display on the grassy slopes of the Lador where he was living. And then wild dahlias, red, yellow, and magenta, rear their heads from the rocky crevices where they have taken hold. So the narrow openings of the cracks of the rocks and all that, from there, these small, small trees, flowers were, plants were coming out of that. Snakes and rodents flooded out of their holes and burrows, take shelter in roofs, attics, and godowns, and the shrew, weak of eyesight, blunders about the rooms, much to the amusement of the children. So snakes and rodents were coming out, and they were flooded out of their coming out of their holes and the burrows, and take shelter in the roofs, attics, and godowns. And a shrew, which what is that shrew? Shrew is chuchumdars, what we call in Hindi. So that one, weak of eyesight, blunders about the rooms, coming out of the rooms, much to the amusement of the children. Children will be playing with that one. So here, don't kill it, admonishes their grandmother. When children were running to catch that, the grandmother will tell them, don't kill it. Chuchundas are lucky. They bring money. So don't kill them. And sure enough, I receive a check in the mail. Not a very large one, but welcome all the same. So just as grandmother told, he received a check. October 3rd. We have gone straight from monsoon into winter rain, snow at higher altitudes. So, winter season, last part of that, rain in winter season, snow at high altitudes. After an evening hailstorms, the sky and the hills are suffused with a beautiful golden light. Even that also will be very beautiful. Evening hailstorms and the skies and the hills are filled with a beautiful golden light there. And now January 26th, winter rains in hills. Now here he tries to write a beautiful poem. In the hushed silence of the house, when I am quite alone and my friend who was there has gone, it is not lonely, very quiet, and I sit in a liquid silence, a silence within, surrounded by the rhythm of rain and steady drift of water on leaves and lemons on roof, drumming on drenched dahlias and window panes, while the mist holds the house in the dark caress. As I pass near the window, the rain stops and starts again, and the tree, no longer green but grey, menace me with their loneliness. What a beautiful poem, children. Everything about the nature. In the hushed silence, silence of the room. So, winter season has come. So, everywhere it is very cold, so very silent because the birds are not coming out. When I am quite alone, he was quite alone, and my friend who was here, has gone. It is very lonely, very quiet, and I sit in a liquid silence. He was sitting in a very silent and silence within. Not only silence outside, and he was feeling silence even within also. Means very calm and quiet, not at all disturbed because of anything. Surrounded by the rhythm of rain. So what he could listen is the rain falling, and that sound he could listen. The steady drift of water on leaves, on lemons, on roof, drumming on drenches, dahlias, and window panes. So rain is falling over all these things, and there is a rhythm, and he was listening to all that wherever the rain was falling, while the mist holds the house in a dark character. So the everywhere there is mist. You can see in that picture, children, the mist is there, nothing is visible there. So the house is holding, the mist is holding the house with lot of love. As I pass near the window, the rain stops and starts again, stopping and again raining. And the tree is no longer green but gray, because there is no light there. Gray color, melancholy. Menace me with their loneliness. Okay, menace means threaten. He was lonely, and menace me, threatens me with their loneliness. They were alone. Now, last part is March 23rd, late March, end of winter. Again, summer came, the blanket cold, the blackest cold cloud, the blackest cloud I have ever seen squatted over Missouri, and then it hailed marbles for half an hour, nothing like a hailstorm to clear the sky. Even as I write, I see a rainbow forming. So the darkest cloud was there, and I have ever seen squatted over Missouri. So over Missouri, there was a very dark cloud is there, and then hailstorms, hailed marbles were there falling for almost for half an hour, nothing like a hailstorm to the clear the sky. So the sky became very, very clear immediately after the hailstorm. Ever as I write, I see a rainbow forming. As he was writing that, he could see immediately a rainbow forming there. So this is the diary entry written by Raskin Bond. So comprehension check, second part is there. Write that, and afterwards the other question and answers, whatever are there after the lesson, please complete that work. Okay, children? Thank you.